Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige recently did an interview with Entertainment Weekly, and he covered a lot of ground. And we're going to talk about several different of the things that he kind of covered. But one of the interesting ones, at least I knew to our own Robert Meyer Burnett, was when Moon Knight was brought up. Now, there have been a lot of questions surrounding Moon Knight since it debuted. I thought it started strong. I thought it had a couple of very, very good episodes. I was ultimately disappointed in the series as a whole, particularly, I think, by the finale. The finale didn't quite work for me. But there's no doubt there's a lot of potential there. And Oscar Isaac playing Moon Knight was terrific. I mean, him playing that role was terrific. Now, there's been a lot of rumors and speculations about whether or not there would be a season 2 of Moon Knight. Oscar Isaac said, well, we're location scouting for season 2.
Right.
Apparently that was a little bit of facetiousness on his part. But when Kevin Feige was directly asked about Moon Knight, Kevin Feige said this. He said, there is a future for that character as we move forward. There's a future for that character as we move forward. Now, it's important to note that he didn't specifically say that there's going to be a season 2 of Moon Knight. He doesn't specifically say that Moon Knight will pop up in Avengers Secret Wars or Avengers Kang Dynasty. He doesn't give any details, but he says there's a future for that character with us. My guess right now is that we're not going to get a Moon Knight season 2. My guess is we will see Moon Knight much like a roadie War Machine who pops up in a lot of projects. And by the way, he does have a project he's leading coming up here with Armor Wars. But I think he's going to become more a character like that, where we're going to see him pop up in some other characters' movies, much like Black Widow did for a long time before her own movie came out. So I found this quite interesting. Anyway, Chris, you hear now Kevin Feige saying that, listen, we're going to see more of Moon Knight. There's a future for him as we move forward. Does that mean to you a season 2 of Moon Knight? How do you see him fitting in? I mean, it's odd to think of him as being a member. I mean, he's not a balanced person. It's hard to think of him as an Avenger, but I don't know. How could you see them using him?
Well, and it's so interesting because of it being a limited series and then them kind of walking that back as well. That's been an issue. I really do think they fumbled the finale, because up until then, I was really enjoying this show. And I believe just their whole 6 to 8 episode seasons really, really did not allow that story to be told in the way that it needed to be. There just needed to be a little more time. I do think that's a character that would really thrive on the big screen. I mean, imagine seeing those epic god battles on a huge screen like that instead of in your living room. I think it would do really, really well there. And obviously Moon Knight has teamed up with other people, West Coast Avengers, I believe, Rob.
Yep.
And that'd be really fun to see. But obviously the state that these different personalities are in right now, they are not capable of being, on a team right now. So I'd be interested to see where he's at, especially with the revelation of the third personality manifesting and seeing how that's coming forward. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do here, but I think it still has to be pretty isolated to just Moon Knight existing on his own until you can have him assemble.
Now, Rob, I was in the room at D23 years ago when they made the announcement of Moon Knight. There was nobody else I knew who'd be happier about it than you, but you were also disappointed in the series. Do you think how do you think they can use this character moving forward? Or do you think maybe they took a swing with it, they should just move on from it? I don't know. How would you handle it?
Look, they leaned into an incarnation of the character that came late in his existence, which is the whole dissociative identity disorder. I was looking more toward the romantic noir Moon Knight from the first series in the early 80s that was drawn by Bill Sienkiewicz and Doug Moench. That's what I fell in love with. I think that they'll bring the character back, but they're going to have to retool him. Because as Chris pointed out, he's not fit to be on anyone's team. He doesn't even know who he is. So Moon Knight himself, he has no real agency. Like, he can't, in the Moon Knight incarnation, it's not like he can go to a meeting at Avengers headquarters and listen to a briefing about what they're going to do. And I while I appreciated the choice, I think one of the problems with the character is he wasn't fun. What was fun was watching Oscar Isaac deal with his craziness. But the character of Moon Knight as a superhero wasn't really established. I mean, it was more about these gods fighting and Khonshu and all this. And that was, again, they worked Khonshu into the Marvel universe, the comic universe, later. And they leaned into all that, and I wish they kind of didn't.
I really did like Khonshu, I gotta say.
No, it was, all that stuff was fun, but it took away from Moon Knight himself, because in the original incarnation of the comic, Khonshu was something who was there, and it was more like, is he really possessed, or does he have this or not? And it was more of that's what sort of drove him, because that's how he felt his resurrection was brought about. But was it really? And this leaned heavily into all the fantasy aspects of it. And I was like, it didn't really give Moon Knight a chance to be his own man.
So how do you see them using him?
I think they're going to use him. They're going to bring him in, and they're going to retool him slightly. They're going to say now he has agency. Now he knows exactly what's up, and because he's going to have to be that way. They can't, otherwise he'll just be a comedic character. Like, we have to go fight Kang. Well, let me hang on. I've got my identities. When are they going to pop out? I don't know when I can come join you. So they're going to have to do something to change it somehow.
All right, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? Kevin Feige says, yeah, Moon Knight will figure into the future plans of MCU. The question is how? He wasn't really specific when it came to that part. How would you incorporate Moon Knight? Or did you not like the show and you just think they should move on from the character? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and leave your thoughts there. Hey guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, Manscaped. Breaking news, Manscaped now sells beard products. That's right, they are once again revolutionizing men's grooming with the brand new Beard Hedger Pro Kit. Now you can finally use Manscaped products to make your drapes match your carpet by going to manscaped.com and using the code Campea for 20% off and free shipping. It all starts with the Beard Hedger. This thing is a juggernaut of fixing faces. First off, this cordless trimmer has a rotary wheel that gives you 20 hair cutting lengths, all with one guard. So no more messy drawers full of extra add-ons. You also get the beard shampoo and conditioner. Because guys, you gotta remember that all of your hair is different. Your beard hair is more coarse and easier to damage than the hair on your head. Next, the kit has Manscaped's beard oil. The oil relieves dryness both on the beard and the skin beneath. You then cap it off with the Beard Balm that shapes, styles, moisturizes, and tames for a sculpted look. The Pro Beard Kit also comes with 3 special gifts: a beard brush, comb, and scissors to ensure your beard is ready to impress. So get 20% off and free shipping with the code Campea at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use the code Campea. Manscaped Beard Hedger, 1 stroke, 1 guard, 20 lengths.